Like it is, and I'll say, so what's the other part? It's so one, yes, that's number one. But number two is that this is where the real work is. It's not going to be
I felt
just
like I had
me
to choose
shouting as politics. It's how do you have products that are great for the planet and great for people that are changing ingredients, changing supply chains, taking a stand.
Yeah.
That's what the business that needs to be done. And what if the trees are also like seriously saying that? Like that's what the indigenous
fires.
that is
the world cleaning itself almost. Like that is the ecosystem. Like
it has to be business.
Yeah.
The solutions are in what we are purchasing, what we're buying. It's the fact that Jeff Bezos is coming to our house, our streets, like 6 times a day.
Yeah.
There's an Amazon truck on, if it's not just my street, it's every street, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like there's no chill.
No, there's no escaping it.
But something I love what you said, but it's like the personal behaviors, right? Like that can shift that instead of like yelling at the politicians or something. I mean like I love a good like protest, but I remember like when
I've never been to a protest.
Oh really?
Ever in my life.
Okay, but college years.
It's 13 years. It's the 13-year anniversary of Trayvon Martin.
You know
all
your
of my
place.
friends were out there.
Literally know your place.
All of my friends were there. I could pick up my phone and I'm seeing this person, a mentor, person, and everybody's there from outside and inside. But I'm just like, I know my place.
That's what I was saying.
It's gonna be me going and having this conversation with this person in power. Having this conversation with just regular people. We still are in that place in America where people aren't talking. Are they talking to their families about this? Are they talking to their friends about politics? Are we just having these discussions? And not to just like bully, but just to talk about
the ego like version of it, of like greenwashing and making you feel guilty about it, and there has to be more solutions though.
I would say one of the most like
there does, but that's where business plays.
Yeah, it's from the other side, not from us only. It's like the way we accept the products as like a society. We have to step our game up. That's what I feel about.
What can I buy? Where can I buy
something that I felt like really opened my eyes to what could be is. So like in Europe, they're very much more like eco-forward, right? Like non-waste, non-capital, whatever. Yeah. And so there's some cities that are very like green or like sustainable, but it's not like the city. So an example, like I was visiting a friend in Vienna, and if you go into homes, the trash cans are like this small, right?
Compost.
Like very small, and that's in everyone's homes. And then you go to coffee shops, and they won't give you a disposable cup. If you get a disposable cup, you have to pay a certain thing. So when I was talking to my friend about it, and she was like, well, there's a social code that exists here. It's not just about like policy or like corporations. Like everyone's like agreed to a social code, like that you don't waste.
Like
and
Japan.
that's right.
Yep. So it's the national.
It has to be. It has to be social culture.
The pride in your like because in the morning you see people in Japan like sweeping up the streets, like the old people and stuff. They just wake up and do that. Like your neighbors, they clean up around you. Like,
but like even like personally, everybody is like agreed to like no, you don't like bring out big bins of waste. Like that's just looked down upon for each other.
So you're going inside the house, you're having that like, and where everybody is just taking that action, having that discussion because it's like that's standard. What it looks like.
It's a standard. No one is like beating the drum about it. It's just the standard. It's normal.
And just like you said, you don't want to be that person with that big old bag or 2 bags. You don't want to be that because you didn't have a party. You didn't have people are looking at you like, what's
people are gonna be like, what? Yeah, for real. It's
what
like,
were you doing?
It's a norm. Like, how do we like make it just normal or like
and that was also that was where the inspiration came from. That's why you go so hard, because you're looking at what other countries are doing. You're seeing what other countries are doing. You're seeing the laws, or just even the fact that in California, or not just California, United States, you talk about like chemicals like bisphenol A, phthalates, these endocrine disruptors that are in plastic and in different toys. They aren't allowed in the UK. It's illegal.
Even the apples.
So what does that mean, Apple? Are you sending me different products? What does that mean? Like you have a separate supply chain because you can't send that ingredient over here. You can't send that ingredient over here, but you can send it over here because They just haven't decided that it's poisonous
not
for
bad
them.
enough. Yeah, the Skittles.
And that was where so much of the inspiration is. So that's why you go hard as an activist. That's why you go hard as a strategist, as a storyteller, because you're like, it's more than possible.
Right. It already exists. It's a reality.
If America could just be a little more Japanese, like, you know, and just take the pride.
That's what's crazy. My jacket is Disney.
Japan. Tokyo Sea. Yeah.
That's but
yeah.
They just like really care. Like,
so what is the solutions? That's the big question.
it's making the stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta start to make, and it's like how we get there. We gotta start to make them, use them, create the
us making our own stuff.
Spaces, but also spaces like this where if you are that founder and you are going further and you are saying, I want to build an ethical company, I want to be intentional about where the ingredients come from, I want to be intentional about telling the story of my culture, I want to be intentional about solving a problem. How do you have a space that's saying, okay, I will create a platform for you to get to your audience, because you might not be able to go to Sprouts tomorrow, and not just you might not, you most likely won't be able to for years, unless you have the capital to just do that. But even if you have the capital, Sprouts isn't taking it if they don't know you, and even if they know you, you have to show some proof. Even if you're Beyonce, you have to show some proof. It's 1 year into her being at Ulta. She couldn't pay for those shows. They're a business at the end of the day. So how do we also just have that like Mamba mentality? I mean, we're downtown, so you just feel the spirit of Kobe Bryant. How do you have that Mamba mentality about just we're gonna do good, we're gonna be the best, it's gonna be the best product. And it's gonna be the most efficient.
Is that what you're gonna be doing?
And that's
Are you can you like go around and grade people? On their product, you know how like they have like those green.
You know what?
Like,
we are.
I use this app.
That's the thing that we have a measurement like system.
So I use Yuka. You can scan, right?
Wow.
You can scan each product, and they get to grade of like how green and like sustainable and friendly they are, and like if they use like bad ingredients and whatever. So I'm like, yo, if people could be graded like this, like this business.
And those things should be public.
Like isn't this genius?
It's like
it's genius.
And they don't get obviously like paid for any of this, but like
it's so that people know what to buy, and you don't have to just think about it or go and find it and search
because
it.
it's too like
it's accessible.
Too much to like you can't trust even the product.
For it.
But literally all these products have like the organic like sustainable labels on them and like they're tripping.
Well, because those regulations aren't very like drawn out, you know what I mean? Like those are, it's very easy to be under that category. But that's my concern about China, is how do we implement that over there? Because you know their factories.
Are you trying to take on China?
Well, I'm just saying, like, as America, can we only accept?
You're always asking me about China.
But that's what I'm saying, though, because that's where we get all our shit.
You're right.
I mean, it is. Let's face it. So how do we like implement what we're trying to implement here, even in the littlest capacity there?
You're right.
Like so to where, it has to pass some kind of like
that's why it's not because so much of our supply chain is on the backs of so many of these countries already.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not illegal. It comes from there. It's their thing.
Yes.
It's not my thing.
Yes, that's why. So we have to like stop accepting it as a country and like allowing those practices. Like I only work with these manufacturers who are like certified by this lead or whatever it is, you know. Like how do we implement that there in the countries? Someone would have to go and like, you know, do checks every, you know, like companies like there are some big companies who could go and do that, but they don't want to spend the money because obviously, you know. But
I'm like trying to look this up. There was like
that's a good one though.
There's an era where
it's really good.
Where Japan just stopped imports and they like forced proprietorship, like patronage on like their own country. That like they had to use their own products from within Japan.
Dope.
And that's why this look at the tiny country Japan is able to be a global exporter of products. Like their cars, they really got down their own quality. It made everybody like forced adoption for it, and then they started doing that, but they wouldn't accept imports.
That makes sense.
It's like America should do that. We have the ability to, but we're bringing it to the factories.
So some of you got your answer.
There you go.
We just need to stop.
Either stop or
just stop.
It's like
Let's tell Trump.
You choose it.
Put him on the phone.
Okay.
On the
Can't
phone.
just text him to stop.
Press the button. Press the button to
Tell them
stop
to
button.
stop.
The Staples easy button.
Yeah, I don't. We will make our
Can you
own.
just tell them to stop?
Hey, hold
That's
on.
all.
Hold up.
That's
Just hold on.
What do you know how to make? What do you know how to make? What do I know how to make? We'll just start.
Right.
And that's the thing. That's what you say.
Barter. I love the barter though.
Yeah.
Barter is tight. I'm all
Do
here.
you guys
for-
barter anything like?
Yeah,
produce?
weed.
Nice. I love
All for goods.
it. I do
all
it
the
with
time.
produce.
Oh,
my
see,
backyard.
produce
Oh,
is
wow.
weed. It's the
That's
same
a good
thing.
one.
Yeah,
What do
because
you grow?
grocery inflation.
It's
Yeah, of course.
insane. It's insane.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And
Eggs
like,
are $20.
oh, I know.
I want some chickens.
Eggs
Yes.
are
Love a coop.
16, 17,
Yeah.
19, $20.
I would love
When
a
you
coop.
remember that, like, God gave us everything to grow our own plants. It's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
exactly. That's why I say like, even with vegetarian, vegan, I'm like I'm too high in the food chain to buy into veganism. I'm like, there's some animals that are put here for us to eat, and that's just how
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
see life. But yeah,
I need to shift to veganism.
really?
You need to?
I need
Por
to
qué?
health-wise,
Oh,
like it's just like
health-wise. I used to
I
be
need
vegan.
to be on that like frequency, but it's just, but I'm also in this like in that like very uncomfortable phase of life where my body is just like wanting meat more
You need
than
the iron.
ever before.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
why
also that it's like the balances, the hormones.
Yeah.
It's like I will eat a piece of meat and I'm just like
Like,
this
light
is
up,
so-
satisfying.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Don't tell me environmentalists. This is so
No,
bad.
I know.
Oh my god.
Women especially need
iron.
iron.
Iron
We
with our
need
periods.
it,
But I just-
especially for making a baby or whatever.
It's just
So-
like
Periods.
I need it.
In general,
honestly,
you're
it's
losing
like,
so much blood.
right. I would say I was vegan for like 10 years.
Ooh,
And then
just
I
cheap
noticed
iron.
like I was just always crashing, and like my friend took one look at me. He's like, "You're vegan, aren't you?" I was like, "How did you know?" He's like, "You just have that look."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I don't know, like you're healthy, but you look really tired."
Damn.
And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm done."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Right? And I know what
Yeah.
he means. He's like, it's kind of like
No,
you're
it's
there but not
really
there,
interesting,
and you're like
yeah.
kind of pasty. And I was like, okay,
Yeah, like
say
gray,
less. I'm
right?
done.
Like a little gray. Yeah.
That's why I'm just thinking of all of the people that I know who are vegan. I'm like, wait.
There's a different, like the oxygen, like from eating actually.
Okay, I'm gonna keep.
Like
my-
it's healthy, but like you're like, I don't know.
But
you're
even
kind
with
of,
those
like,
fake
dead.
like vegan,
But just like you
like,
saying too,
Beyond
body
Meats and
wise
stuff.
and how you feel, like it's so interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
we gotta maybe they need to give us more things with iron. I don't know, like where else do we get iron from? But it's just like
Spinach. I swear, I think it's spinach.
Chat, where do we get iron
Chat
from?
GPT. Donald Trump. Wait,
And
I have one more question.
And then all the ads are gonna be iron based.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get targeted
Or
for like,
Popeyes.
all the ads.
Popeye.
Gosh. I'm down. Send them over.
Right.
Make my life.
I'm here for it.
How do you feel about targeted ads?
Oh,
Like when they're like listening to our conversation.
oh, it is what it is at this point. I just wait
it's
for
weird. I used to work at a company that had a real like a fancy tool.
That's what this is.
Like a like $1 billion. Right. I was like, right, another fancy tool. It's like we are at a place with a fancy tool. And it was Dentsu. I used to work at Dentsu, and they had this technology called M1.
Oh my god.
And it's a first party data, so it's a first party data platform that does all of the personalization for ads, but the way you personalize it can just get so small, so specific. You can get as targeted as a building.
Oh yeah, I'm right there. I'm doing that for
Targeted
some.
as a building.
Like
Because you're working with longitude and latitude, but you target the people so we're in this space right now.
Yeah.
We can only be sending ads to this block for the next 5 hours.
Wow.
Yep.
If how many but you do have to do the marketing to get to those people. But if
And to
I'm just,
even
I'm
yeah,
good, but
try
it's
to,
just
like,
just think about us
identify
right
those
now.
people,
But
right.
I think about us right now, and how are you identifying? Like, okay, who are the women? Who are the
demographics
women
like
under?
Yeah, you know
30?
what that makes me think of? I would target
like,
like conferences.
Yeah.
And just start like.
That's my favorite thing to do. I can.
So it's
Like if there's like a women's summit,
love
I'd just be like,
targeting,
ooh, all my
like-
kind of customers.
That's what I'm
And
doing with
that's why
Sama
you
right
get
now.
those things.
Oh, so
Like,
they're doing that already.
It's
I'm doing that with Sama right now. I'm targeting the Lisa building. I'm targeting all
Like,
of
it's
our.
not just targeting; they're listening to us.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you take
Well, I
it to another
turn on-
level when like Siri and AI, like in the screen,
Mhm.
it's all just casting. That's what's so interesting about artificial intelligence and how we talk about it now, because they're using it to a large capacity.
Yep.
I mean, that's what Canva is.
Mhm.
That's what's happening when we're interacting with Siri, and Siri is learning us.
It's
but
its
she's
own
listening.
cloud
That's
of,
what
like,
Alexa has been
information.
doing.
Siri's listening, even though she's so useless.
Yeah.
Like,
No. That's the thing.
You know,
She don't do.
she's
She's
doing
not
nothing
really-
for us.
She's
What
not
I
here
need.
for us.
And
She's
she's like,
here to
I
listen
can't
to
do
you.
No,
that.
truly.
Yeah.
I'm like, even the most basic things. I was like, Siri.
No, she's not here for us.
Yeah, she's
You
not
think
here for us
she's here-
anymore.
she's
She's
here for
just
us?
taking. She's
No, she's just here to
I
do
said,
recon.
I was like, what's the weather? And she's like, I don't know. Able to do that. I'm
I've
like, that's
never
just your
seen the
first
sky
feature.
before.
You have one job.
You say set age. I'm trying to think what, but it would be the most basic
Basic.
thing.
Alarm.
Trying to
Set
get
alarm.
Siri. You know who's better than Siri? Cortana.
Oh.
Everyone's better than
Microsoft.
Siri. Literally, my like 5-year-old cousin's better.
I
Yo,
hate.
you will. Whenever you
so
ask her
gross.
to make an action,
Yeah.
she's just like, no, I don't know how to do that. She
She
can't jump
should-
from app to app.
I don't know. She's
She
teaching
can't-
me as a woman though. I'm like, I get it. Just rest. Just don't do anything for anyone. She's leading the way.
She's a bad bitch. She don't have to do this.
Siri's a bad bitch. She's smart.
She's smart.
Be more like Siri.
Just
Sit
just
still.
listen and
Just
don't
sit.
do shit.
And when they ask you to do things,
Observe
you're like,
and report.
she's like, I don't have the capability to do that right now.
She said top flight. Observe and report.
Collect data.
Alexa, can you help Siri real quick?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She need help. Come get her. Come get this.
No, Siri's like, yeah, come get me.
She said I can't.
I
She said I
can't.
can't. Steve Jobs said
You
no.
want me to do
No,
that?
she's just like,
But she's listening.
I
She's
feel like-
twirling.
I
She could be randomly twirling throughout. and
I
you're just
feel like this could be such a funny
Why are
skit.
you? Yeah. Why are you doing like ballerina?
Oh my god.
Pirouettes. Can you
Yeah.
help me?
You know what's funny?
Oh shit.
Yep. So one of my this guy I know, Chris. He was with the founder of Siri yesterday. So I'm just off of just to fit the photos you scroll on your timeline. I just saw this guy's face.
Oh
It's like literally crying.
I just saw this guy's face this morning.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me show you what he looked like. The founder.
Of
Wait,
Siri.
stop! It's like a robot.
No, it's not. But it's just like,
The
dang,
founder
like,
is
he
resting.
doesn't understand that like he's an activist in this.
Yes.
Oh man.
As someone said,
Game, I hate to be the guy again, but maybe you should have made her a woman.
the Siri found.
Oh,
Oh my
that's fine.
gosh.
She said, I
On the
got you,
left?
girl.
Oh, fine. Like his eyes are closed. He's
Let's
resting.
say, shut up.
He's literally
I'm doing the
resting.
same thing.
That is perfect.
You just put the wheel over his head.
No, the other guy is like doing the work and he's just like,
Put the wheel over his head, like loading.
oh my god, that's
Be more like
perfect.
Siri.
No, someone said like Siri's
Pause.
getting dumber. Siri's getting dumber, and I was like, no, she's getting smarter.
She's getting
Yeah,
smarter.
she's-
It's
who
just
said we
there.
could do
Listen.
anything? We can't do it.
Sit there,
You can
listen,
do
and
it.
sell.
We're not doing it. Oh,
Collect
sell.
secrets.
Damn.
Collect
Maybe
secrets.
that's why she was a woman.
Sit. Be still. Collect secrets. That's my
Yeah.
2020.
And then sell your own secrets back
And
to
then
you.
sell.
They use your like, I'm so sad and fat this morning. Okay, they're gonna send you these red pills. They're gonna send you these vitamins. They're just using our weaknesses against us.
That's
marketing, baby.
that's another that's an interesting one. I remember some law firms, they were doing cases. Law firms were doing cases. I was connecting with law firms last year that were doing cases on these ads. So targeting because they know teenagers. So
Yeah.
imagine that other part. With us, we're just like, okay, either I like this, either I want this. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is interesting. Or we're mortified. But then if you're a teenager and
Should not.
if you
There's a
know
law,
how
though,
if
now,
you
right?
know how to get to teenagers, they're like causing depression in kids,
Right,
And,
but
and they
isn't-
know when those things, because they're scanning the text. So you know when there could be ideation next to ideation. You know when there's mental health challenges, and they are targeting those kids.
Oh yeah.
I believe that there's like this. It hasn't been passed yet. Being
sick.
pushed to like that. Corporations can't target minors anymore.
It's coming. Like it's coming. They're trying to outlaw it, but like,
and they can't, like, the algorithm can't target them.
How many?
But which is like also like, of course, like minors are signing up and they're like clicking the like, I am 16 and over.
Yeah.
Or 18 and over. So
it doesn't
that's
matter.
even such a like.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You
right.
can. You
Bend it
can.
off.
Yeah.
Like
There's so many ways around it.
Yeah. So
but even the fact that like you know how to do it and you're doing
get
it.
around
'Cause
it.
that was the interesting part with the technology.
You ever did that on MySpace?
It was.
MySpace is kosher compared to what's happening now.
They didn't want us to learn HTML. They didn't want us to build
To code.
Yeah, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, in my perfect world, there's like policy passed that like bans social media until you're like 18. But then like how do you enforce that? Like how many people like?
I feel like 16 would be okay.
Yeah, I feel like my sister's been on social media for a long time, and she's 16.
Yeah.
She said that she's like,